Hi, this is Casey Truby. In the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you about a 24-hour seminar where you're going to see exactly how to build a giant firm using the new robot bookkeepers. Now, you've heard this is coming. Now you're going to actually be able to come down and meet her, and you're going to see how she'll help you get a lot of clients at high margins. As a matter of fact, you'll take away two giant things in this 24 hours. How to get 31 clients a year by buying market share with low prices. It won't matter what you charge if the production's almost nothing. You'll find out how to go out and get 31 clients a year easily over 4 years, how to keep your production costs so low, and how to add services to those 125 over 4 years that in the 5th year you'll actually net $1 million net. This business model is so unique because of technology. And we're going now to the bigger businesses. The guy that's got 5 or more employees with a bookkeeper and they just quit. I mean, 20% of the people quit every year in bookkeeping because they just hate their job, or they're incompetent and they're going to get fired, or they don't like the boss and they're leaving. If you ask a business owner, you can replace an employee with a robot, do you want to talk to me? You're going to see the biggest smile on the planet. Are you kidding? I am tired of employees. Yes, come down and talk to me. And that's what we're really doing. We're bringing a kiosk technology, the same one McDonald's is using to get rid of $15 an hour kids, the same technology to the business. And that's our sales pitch, our elevator pitch. We got a new robot bookkeeper. She'll replace a full-time employee for $695. You'll drop $3,000 of free cash flow to the bottom line. Now, I've been working on this technology for 4 years since my wife and I sold our outsourced bookkeeping business in December of 2012. For the last 2 years, I've had 6 programmers on staff here from the University of Arizona, and we've built a robot. And this is the introduction of robot accounting. And what we're trying to do is jump out there and get early adopters quickly so we can get those 125 clients on board before some competitor comes along. But this robot will link to the client's scanner, their smartphone, their bank accounts, and she'll actually cut your production cost to 20 cents on the dollar. That's going to have a massive impact on the way you run your business. But it's also going to impact how much you charge. With all these lower costs, you're going to be able to underbid everyone else in the market. It's going to make it so easy to get 31 new clients a year. In 4 years, you'll be up to 125. And in the 5th year, I'll show you how this will migrate up. In the 5th year, you can actually net $1 million. I mean, this is not even unique to be able to get business by buying the business with low cost. We've seen this thousands of times. Amazon, Walmart. It's a common thing to lower your price, and you can do that because you've got distribution or production or technology or a unique product, and we see companies become giant doing that. And we know a little bit about this whole market. We got 104 clients, but in those days, it was a lot harder. In 07, 08, 09, we would have to charge $1,500 a month to take over somebody's bookkeeping, and we would have $1,000 a month in the cost. And today I can charge $695. My cost has gone from $1,000 a month to about $150. I actually make more net profit at $695 a month, and it becomes easy. It's just like running an Amazon warehouse. I've got the unique marketing angle with lower prices. I've got standardized processes to move work quickly through the system, and I've got a robot who is doing the vast majority of my work. Now, we'll actually give you an operations manual that you can walk right back, give it to your staff, and say, let's try this robot for a while. Let's try this marketing plan for a while. I think this could be big. Let's just talk about the robot for a minute. Now, here's why we have so much trouble doing tax returns, write-up, full service. This is why our costs are high, and it keeps us in chaos all the time. This is why you work too much. Because the problem is with the client. The client does not get you the information quickly and accurately. It doesn't matter if you're doing tax returns. It doesn't matter if you're doing full service bookkeeping. They've got 12 different ways to get stuff to us. It's never on time. It's never done the same way. And there's always something missing. We can actually eliminate that if the client's got a scanner and a phone. Let me just give you 3 quick examples. If the client goes to the 7-Eleven, sticks their debit card in the ATM, and takes $250 out, that is an awful event that's going to require your bookkeepers to engage the client to find out what's going on. Not anymore. Calls the client on the phone in about 1 hour. She'll call the client on the phone. And she says, I see you just took $250 out of the ATM. Can you tell me what for? And the client simply talks back to the phone. And they talk for 10 or 15 seconds. Artificial intelligence understands what they're saying, codes a transaction, and puts it right straight into your accounting software. If the client pays for cash for something, all they have to do is take a picture at that moment, talk to the phone for 10 seconds. It goes right into the accounting software. And everything that comes in the office, just throw it on the scanner. It'll come over as a PDF, and your talker, who I'll introduce you to here in a second, will be able to key those transactions in at 200 to 300 an hour. That's compared to 20 to 30 that your best bookkeeper is doing right now. And for the client, there's no learning curve because they already know how to use a scanner. They know how to use their debit card. They know how to answer the phone or take a picture on their smartphone. Even the guy down the road, the little plumber, is going to love this because his phone now becomes his bookkeeper. But the most important thing we ever delivered back to clients that made them love us the most was real-time graphs about how their business is doing. Real time. So every day we push a graph back to the client's desktop or their laptop or phone that shows them exactly what's going on in their business. We engage them so deeply on the success of their business, they start talking about us more and we get a lot more referrals. So we're going to cut your production cost by 80%. And it'll take us about 13 months to get there, to implement everything. But in this 24 hours, I'm going to show you the part the client plays, what they do to get the $695 a month pricing. I'm going to introduce you to the new job title in your office called the Talker. The Talker is a high school or college student working from 3 to 5 p.m., talking to the computer as they look at PDF documents on the screen, and they can actually code 200 to 300 transactions an hour. One talker can do the work of 3 full-time bookkeepers in your business now. You will still need bookkeepers, though, because they've got to do the difficult transactions that the artificial intelligence couldn't figure out. And so about 10% of the transactions will end up bumping to them. But one of the nice things is when that bookkeeper does reconciliations, she's going to have a 99% match on downloads now. 99%. We're talking 1-minute reconciliations. In a business with 125 clients, 2 talkers working 2 hours a day, and 3 full-time bookkeepers is your total labor. And I'll actually show you the business model on how this all works, how all documents come into the talker first, how the difficult ones bump up to the bookkeeper, and once in a while something's going to bump up to either your senior manager or to the owner, the firm owner's desk. We think it's going to be less than 1 out of 100 events. It might be 1 out of 500 as the system gets smarter about the client. And she only costs 10 cents. 10 cents. It's 10 cents. If a transaction comes in, we're going to slam it home for a dime. And even after you include all your overhead, about 90% of your transactions are going to cost about 18 cents. And that includes all your labor and all your overhead and the robot. Now, what does 18 cents mean to you? Well, it means you're going to be able to do returns for your basic small client doing under $10,000 a month. You're going to be able to do the total production cost for that client between $10 and $30 a year. Write-up. I love this one. If you've got write-up clients, less than $20 front to end all the way through the process, under $20. And the full service client, the ones that we love where we're replacing an employee, around $150 in production. And if the production is going to cost more in this 24 hours, I'll show you how to tell that. Then we simply have a menu we go to with the client and say, here are the additional services. Do you want to keep doing that or do you want us to do it? And they'll voluntarily bump their price. But you're going to be able to use this lower cost structure to buy market share. So you bid it at $695 and then you make adjustments so you keep your margins up there. And I got to tell you, most of your clients are probably going to end up paying a little bit more, but it's still going to be so much cheaper than having a bookkeeper, and they're going to have real-time data coming back to you via their little dashboard that you push to the phone or their laptop. They're going to love this. But the big thing they're going to love the most is $695. So here's our elevator speech one more time, because I love this so much. It works so well. You know how McDonald's replacing $15 an hour kids with a kiosk? Well, we use some of that same technology and have just invented a brand new robot bookkeeper that will replace an employee for $695 a month. That's going to drive $3,000 to $5,000 a month to the bottom line. That's enough to make the mortgage payments on $1 million house or lease a brand new Rolls-Royce Silver Phantom. Now, tell them not to lease the car. Now, every major company in history, every major company, Amazon, Walmart, every big company has followed this business model. Come up with a unique production system, something dramatically reduces your cost, come up with a couple of unique angles on the product, and then buy massive amounts of market share. And your profit margins are actually going to be higher in this business model. So all we need to do to get to 125 clients is over the next 4 years, we need to add 1,000 people that have a bookkeeper, because remember, 20% quit every year. We just need to, and that's 200 opportunities a year. Well, over the next 4 years, 250 people will listen to your story. And we're going to email them. We're going to talk to them on a regular basis. They're going to know what we do. 250 will get a bookkeeper that walks out. They'll call you on the phone. Half of those will buy, but they've got to be the early adopters. And that's why it's so important to be first to market. See, 15% of the business people out there are always looking for the greatest, latest, best thing to run their business. And that's who we're targeting. 50% of the people are what's called late adopters, and they're the ones that give us so much trouble when we're trying to sell. And they're always pushing back on price, or they say, well, I can't do that. We don't do it this way. I don't want my stuff on the internet. Leave those people alone. Don't even try. We sort to the people that are early adopters. We do not convince anyone about a $695 bookkeeper. When they call, they're interested, and your phone is going to ring. So the talk seminar is 1 p.m. on the first day, so you can fly in the morning. And the next day, it's 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., so you can fly out in the evening. So you only got one night of hotel stay. It's cheap to do it this way and lower flight costs that way. So you're in and out 24 hours. You're going to take away these 2 giant innovations that will dramatically change your life. How am I going to use a robot to get 31 clients a year? How am I going to cut my costs so much that 5 years from today, I'm netting $1 million? And if you're totally freaked out about getting new clients, it's so hard, you can't figure out how to get 695 clients, I'll actually do it for you. We're going to talk about this in the last 10 minutes, but I'll show you how I send out emails every day to business owners offering 695 bookkeeping, and I'll sell you some of those. If you get the client, then just give me a one-time fee of $2,000. Pay me as you collect. Don't pay me in advance. Don't give me a deposit. Pay me as you collect, and I'll actually get clients for you if you need that. I'll cover that in the last 10 minutes at 1 p.m. if you have an interest in that. So sign up today. Click the reservation button. I can take 25 people in any of the cities we're doing this in, and the seminar is only $100. But I got to tell you, you're going to learn about this robot bookkeeping, and it is going to flat change the way you see your business over the next 5 years. And just think of how much you can sell that firm for if you're nailing $1 million a year net. I'll look forward to seeing you. Click the button now. Thank you for listening.